Feels that way.
Good. Well, good morning, Concordia. My name is John Toratz, and I'll be doing the welcoming this morning. I'm welcoming you all, both online and in the congregation today. We're thrilled you're here. Thank you for choosing us today. I am going to start with what Concordia means. What Concordia means to me is love personified. It means harmony, cooperation, peace, giving and receiving. A transformational experience here and globally. In fact, stellarly, in my opinion. I also like to bring your attention to our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And our vision is a world that works for everyone. A special welcome to our first-time guests. We have a gift for you, so please do not leave without seeing the greeter and receiving your free gift. It's a guide for Centers for Spiritual Living, monthly periodical that you can enjoy every single day to carry the love forward into your life. So please see a greeter and see if you can pick your free gift. There's also the connection cards, which are very important. You'll notice they are pink, hot pink. Get them while they're hot pink. And they're important because on one side, you'll have the opportunity to fill in a prayer request for the week. And the practitioners, like myself and the Purple Stoles, will be holding and knowing consciousness for you and whatever it is that you dare to dream and do to create in your life. So please feel free to jot down what you'd like to release or what you'd like to bring forward. There's also the connection card offers a space for you to fill in your name, your phone number, your email. We'd love to invite you to all the great things that are happening on Concordia. And for us to do so, we need to find out how to get in touch with you. So fill that out, and we'll send you the weekly newsletter. And it's once a week, so you won't be spammed, right? Once a week. After the service, please join us down in Fellowship Hall. There'll be food. There'll be fun, there'll be conversation, and fellowship. So please do so. And anything else? I think I'm complete. I think I'm going to take it away, Lisa. Our next music, please.
So as we're getting set up here, this is an opportunity for you to practice one of our practices, sacred listening.
That we learn not only from others,
morning again. John Terratz, I'll be the practitioner today. And I've got to acknowledge that special demonstration of spirit. Cindy, thank you so much for touching everyone's heart and minds in such a special way. I know I'm moved with spirits. Gifts unfolded today. It's thank you so much. And in this moment of sacred awareness, I invite all to go in this divine moment of inner silence, moment of quiet, calm awareness. So, in this space of deepened contemplation, all are invited, all are welcome to understand, acknowledge, and accept the truth that I speak here today. That truth of recognizing the one source, the only power, the infinite and eternal nature of creation itself. Some call it God's blessings. Some call it Spirit, Atman, Buddha, Jesus, Christ consciousness. Whatever it is all. It is the beginning without end. It is the nothingness and the allness. It is the universal and the singular. It is the particular. It knows no bounds, has no limits, all consciousness, all loving. And this I know is part of what and who I am. I am made of God's stuff. I am a child of the one. I am a creature created out of creation. The very life essence that I speak of. It dwells within me. It is my intelligence. It is my gracious heart. It is my giving hands. And it is my able feet. All that I am is God personified. I know this truth deeply, fully, completely, and well. For myself and everyone here and everyone beyond the scope of my voice. Everything is spirit, moving, breathing, living, giving itself to itself in ever greater expanding ways. And so I revel in this truth. I celebrate it. I accept it and I proclaim it. I stand on high on the rock of the Most High and I say yes to Spirit showing up in my life in ever greater ways. I know that it is in my relationships that flourish and grow in greater ways of love. I know it is in my abundance, my finances, my creativity, my imagination. I know it is in my softness, gentleness, kindness, goodness. All these things of Spirit are mine to utilize and enjoy. For I get to choose. I have free will, as does each and all within the all. And so I choose wisely. And in this space of knowing this truth, of good flowing in my life in ever greater ways, I relax. I relax because I am calm, I am confident, I am faithful, and I know that this word of power already is known in the mind of God and the mind of each and all. And so I step back. I get my littleness out of the way, and I allow God to move through all things, through me, in me, as me, in every way, and for everyone. And so in deep gratitude, my heart flows with such joy, knowing this truth is already done and done well. When I say amen, blessed be, and blessed be it now, in agreement with everyone here and everyone everywhere. And so it is. So thank you for joining us today. I also get the opportunity to introduce our beloved Barbara. You know, it's funny. I need a little water. I got a little clap for that prayer. Barbara's my friend, my teacher, my mentor, my God. She is a unique and sacred gift of spirit that knows the good and practices the good and shows the good for everyone in every direction without question. You know, I didn't have the bio for her, but I think these words ring true for me. Barbara Fuyat is a visionary. She sees beyond the pale of what circumstances or chaos, seeming chaos, the perception of chaos, may be happening around her. But she holds steady and true and is a beacon of light of that joy and beauty and love, and always willing to be humble and gracious in how she approaches to teach that gift. And so it is with great joy and singular heart that I express the introduction of our beloved own Barbara Fuyat.
So good morning, Claudia. Good morning, here. Good morning for those who are joining us on Facebook. Yay. On this beautiful summer morning, thank you for being here and thank you for joining us. It's always such an honor to be at Concordia. And I said to John, thanks very much for that introduction, because now I'll cry all the way through a message, but I got it together. And all that has been done so far, that you just have to have 3 sentences with Lisa Medley for, you know, and of course you all know me, so believe me, she kind of 2 weeks ago. So it's like just those sentences, and she pulls together with her team, with our incredible musicians here today. It was just a beautiful, beautiful meditation, and bringing forth what we're going to be talking about, being in the stillness and being in the silence and figuring out how to get through the turbulence. So I thank each and everyone so far for creating this incredible experience. So when I was asked to speak a while ago, and thank you for all of you who do that incredible scheduling, I looked up the theme of the month. And so, of course, the theme of the month is On the Wings of Love. And you know, our annual one is Rising Higher and Going Deeper. We need to go deeper, be more grounded, deeper in principle and practice to rise higher. So I saw that title, On the Wings of Love, and said, oh yeah, that's great. That'll be fun, yay. And so a few days ago, needing to get information to the team who pulls all of this together, I looked up, what is week 4 in August? And it is the turbulence of love. And I'm like, whoa, that's not where I want to go with this, or I thought I could go anymore. Like, wow, yay, love. And yeah, so I was like, so, I mean, there's nobody saying you have to do that, and you can turn it around or change it or do something different. But of course I felt, wow, is this meant to be that I dive into this and see and get a sense of how we do absolutely go through On the Wings of Love. Speaking of the wings of love. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So by diving into the turbulence of love. And it's Reverend Darrell Jones who is responsible for this theme for this month and for the writings or, all of that kind of thing. So for him, I'm very grateful. And he took much of this message from the book Teaching on Love from Thich Nhat Hanh. So it's a combination of all of our, it's just always so interesting because it's, the word of new thought and ancient wisdom. It's all there. It's all there. It may be reworded, it may be revisited, but it's all there, the treasure of the ancient words. So let's go into the word turbulence. Things that are in unrest, out of balance, some of the feelings we may get going along with that are being frightened, feeling scared, lack of confidence. Put it into the context of, we're flying, we're on the plane, and we hear those much dreaded words. We may be coming into a little turbulence. Please fasten your seatbelt. And what happens from there in your process when you're sitting in that seat? What is the next thing that happens? Yes, we probably check our seatbelt. Some of us may be sitting there with absolute white knuckles. And then what starts? The thoughts in our mind, where everything starts, where the story begins. And what story are we going to tell ourselves? We're either going to go down that road. Does the pilot know what they're doing? Are we going to make it? Are we going to land? What about that thing I heard about a year ago? All kinds of things like that. Or we get to make the choice at that moment in time about how else could I handle that? What else do I have in my life that will bring me through turbulence? So that's what we're going to talk about this morning. We're going to talk about what's available to us, what may cause us personal turbulence, pain, suffering, grief. We've lost someone we adore, and we know in our head that they're in a better place, and they're free, and they're joyous, and yet in our hearts, we just want to hold them, hold their hand, hear their voice, not only in our heart, but in our ears. Or we've been hurt, we're feeling hurt in our relationship. We're feeling betrayed by someone else. We're feeling a whole lot of things. It's within here. So the causes for turbulence, just like, in the plane can be thunder, lightning, birds, whatever, wind. What's happening with us that can bring us into that state of being in turbulence of love is not processed things that we're holding on to. Personalizing maybe things that someone has said or someone has done. Feeling health issue. It could be anything that's in our life. Not that it's there, because boy, we all walk that path together. We all go through the valley of darkness and into the light. We all do the ebbs and flows. We're in this together doing that. It's where we are right now in not having released any of it that can then causes doubt. Do we really have faith? Is this really the way it's supposed to work? I thought if I was doing this and believing this and practicing this, it would be smooth sailing. There would never be any turbulence. So here we are, knowing that as we walk through that, as we walk through the darkest night before dawn, that it's bringing us to a new place. That it is an opportunity to start anew. Because it's an opportunity for us to look at what it is that's calling forth from within us to be brought into the light. What is going to bring the light into this darkness of sadness or whatever it is that we may be dealing with. And we have plenty to choose from. We have our spiritual practices, we have our principles, we have each other, and today we're going to talk about something that I have not studied a whole lot of, but before Immeasurable Minds, that was also in this wonderful book, which is just more of living gentle, loving, compassionately, kindly, softly. And that has to begin with us. we're treating us, how we're being with ourselves, where that all starts. So I'm going to start actually with some of our principles, and the one way, of course, we're walking towards peace by walking, through the turbulence. How to get there is, of course, silence and stillness, which is why I'm so grateful for that wonderful meditation. Even back in the day of David Thoreau, he goes on and on about how people in that moment, at that time, were doing too much, they weren't being, it was too busy. I mean, I just laughed when I was looking at that and reading it, thinking, wow, I wonder what he thinks now. Like, holy moly. Then you could probably do 2 or 3 things at a time. Now we could probably do 10. We've got this running and that screen running and that doing. Wow. But he brought forward, hence his cabin. So what our goal is to find that place of serenity. I call it the inner sanctuary. Maya Angelou calls it the inner kingdom. And she has a wonderful take on what it is we allow into that inner kingdom, and that we have a right to protect our inner kingdom. And if we are truly the ruler of ourselves and what is happening inside of ourselves, we get to make those decisions about what we allow in, who we allow in, why we allow them in, do we want them in, and it's okay to bless them on their way if that's not working. So I love her description of that, like protect your crown. We would say maybe in Science of Mind, stand guard at the portal of your mind, because that's where those thoughts will come in that could bring us into a story that's not reality, or bring us into that place of self-judgment or self-criticism, or all of those places. So that inner kingdom, that inner sanctuary, that inner place of calm and peace. And we do have many different things. We have many different forms of meditations. You have in your personal life, I'm sure, those places you go and sit just to be alone, just to be away from the noise, even the noise of wonderful voices, We can come off a weekend that has been wonderful. Celebrations, parties, movie, whatever it was. And do you ever find yourself, like on Sunday night, just sitting down and exhaling, like, because that's just telling us, okay, it's time for your solitude, it's time for your quiet, it's time for your stillness, it's time to go within. And when we do that, what it is that's in there that is causing our turmoil comes forward, gently, easily, maybe not in that moment, but it will come forward, because being in the quiet and being in the stillness allows it to come forward. And one of the practices we'll talk a minute about is our sacred listening. And the question really is, do we listen to ourselves? Do you know what I mean? Do we take time with us to really say, what are you feeling about that? And listen without judgment. It's like we can teach it about what we do and how we listen to each other. How do we use that same skill of no judgment, no criticism, just creating a womb of safety, of listening to where someone is, what's happening with them, and what they want to bring forward. So all of our spiritual practice are interconnected. They work towards each other, like the stillness and the quiet equals peace. That's what will bring us peace. That's what will allow the turbulence to come down a little bit, for us to even get in touch with what it is that may be causing it. Because sometimes we stay so in our head, or defensive, or it's not my fault that happened, or any of those things. We stay there and can't allow ourselves to even turn and listen to our own heart and what we want to say with our own heart. So moving from there into our sacred and compassionate listening. And that's a value and a technique, and Kathy Black will be teaching it again in the fall, and it's just a wonderful way of communicating with each other. It brings us to that place, or it invites us to that place of being able to listen without thinking about what our response is going to be. It allows us to listen without having formed an opinion before we heard everything. It allows us to listen to the pain of the other person. It allows us actually to make a choice. I don't need to use my words here. I don't need to respond. I certainly don't need to fix. I just need to be that sacred environment that allows someone to say what it is that they need to get out of their own body. I mean, and we can sit there with each other and hear things that, oh my goodness, I certainly don't agree with that. And it doesn't even come in, because the only thing that's coming in is, how can I be of service to you? I'm here with you. I'm listening to you. Bring it out. Get it out of you. There's no dialogue. It creates more of a sacred, I call it a sacred womb, where someone is just able to share who they are in that moment, perhaps what they think, mostly what they feel, and have it be, and have it get out of their body. Here's the key. Do you do that with yourself? Do you ask yourself those questions? Do you sit with yourself in the silence and the stillness? And perhaps allow nothing to come forward, but certainly maybe something will come forward. And then, can you not move into the fix-it mode? Can you not move into the, well, this is what you need to do. This is how we have to fix this. This is. Just like we do when we're in sacred listening with someone else. We're not there to fix it. We're not there to rescue them. We're there to be present for them. And how are we present? The question I want you to hold on to is, how are we present for ourselves? How do you just listen to that still, quiet voice? Or not. Or just the silence that you're in. But asking the question is what opens the door. Asking that question is what opens the door for some understanding about the turbulence. And surrender is always there. Surrender, a song, Karen Drucker's song that says, let go of the shore. And that's what we're doing. If we're on the plane, do we really have faith in the pilot? Can we have faith in the pilot? Do we need to have faith in the pilot? It's a feeling of not being in control. And so when we can offer that over, when we can give that up, and be in that place of glorious surrender, then that equals faith. That equals faith. Knowing that God is our source. God is our source. So those are some of the key ones I just wanted to bring up from us that we talk about all the time. We hear them all the time. We can get people copies of them if you want them. They're now in every book, for every class. Our principles and our practices are in the back of them. And it just helps us, guides us through that time of turmoil. Some people think or see or know or feel that we are in a global time of turbulence. And so the question still remains, how do we walk through that? And these spiritual practices will still help us walk through that. Wherever we stand with that, however we see things with that, it doesn't matter. How are we walking through perceived turbulence in our on our planet? I'm going to move into the 4 immeasurables, and I'm going to read some of these to you. But you'll see the connectedness. You'll see there may be slightly different words, but the essence and the meaning is the same. So the first one that they're calling forward for us to use, it's going to be love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Is that we have, some people call it gentle loving kindness, some people call it loving kindness. But if we practice this, and we use this, and we repeat daily wherever we go, first of all for ourselves, may I experience acceptance, trust, sufficiency, and safety. If we say that as many times as we become conscious of it through the day. And the key is to say it when it feels easy to say, because I'm in love with me today and everything's good and everything's okay. The key is to say it when it's difficult to say it to myself. When I'm not in a giving mood to myself. When I'm not necessarily gentle and loving and kind with myself. And then you move on to saying it for all beings. May all beings experience acceptance, trust, sufficiency, and safety. Acceptance and trust, sufficiency, and safety. When it's easy to say it to your partner, your friend, your family member, whatever it is, and when it's difficult to say it within our own mind to that person. Because the more we repeat that, it's a very similar technique in forgiveness, but the more that we repeat that, the less charged the turbulence becomes. Because what is it doing? It's bringing us into our state of unconditional love and the consciousness of oneness, which is our first principle. And then there's compassion. So we want to live compassion. This happens whether you see someone, whether you know them or you don't, whether it's someone in the grocery store or someone in a car, you see them and you know they're struggling, you know they're suffering. And you don't need to go over to them, you need to say this to them. And that is, I see your struggle and suffering. I have also struggled and suffering. I extend my heart with care to you, and I know this does not feel good. May your struggle and suffering pass soon. The same way when we go back to listening, our sacred listening, we don't jump in, we don't fix it, we're not anybody's savior, but we sure aren't there with them in love. Understanding that they're suffering and they're in a struggle, and that we pray that they walk through that and it's over soon. It's kind of like that thing about, you know, jump in the quicksand with someone when your children throw a rope. John, how are you doing that? Do you know? You all right? Okay, good. The last one is not the last one, but the next one is joy. When again, we start our day with asking ourselves the question, what joy am I going to find today? Not that we're going to plan joy, but we're going to bring our consciousness and our state of awareness to the point of being open to being joy and to identifying and receiving joy. So it's not, again, we're just open to the possibility of joy. And equanimity, as often as you can, stay quietly in your mind. I trust God as the source of my supply. And supply means everything. The source of my love, the source of compassion, the source of joy, the source of safety, the source of acceptance, the source of relationships, the source of love, and the source of anything physically, material-wise, health-wise. If we just say that to ourselves, and it brings us back into the state of equanimity, which is balance, which is the calm in the storm. We may use peace for that, or we may use this word for that, but it's being able to be the peace as we go through the turbulence. We can say those words of love, and we mean them, and then we can bring it to yet another depth where we actually can not see the personality of the person, but see the divinity of it. If we believe that everybody is, God created everyone, and love and light is within everyone, how do we move out of the way of not blaming one person and thinking the other person is okay? And that's not an easy path to walk, yet it is a walkable path if we use our spiritual practices. We can stand up for what we believe. We can be visible. We can be heard. We can be known. And that's a good thing. And we can achieve the state of awareness and consciousness where we can do that without hating someone else. And I just want to hear that because it's so much of what we can deal with every day, every day. The question is, what do you want to bring into the world? With no doubt that whatever you're feeling has a vibration attached to it. It is the presence you are being. What is it you want to bring into the world? And then the other part of that is, how do we deal with our own feelings around that? And that's a whole other talk. But how we deal with it right here and right now is using the principles that we've talked about, using the four immeasurables. It brings us to a different state of seeing. We're not only seeing the material and what's in front of us, we're seeing in faith and in love what's behind that. Like one of the questions you ask in nonviolent communications is, what is the pain that is causing that person to act that way? And that's a hard question to ask if you're in the throes of it with your partner, because you really want to. There's many things you might want to say, and that might not be one of them. That is the art of it. That is the art of that level of communication. Whether we call it compassionate communication, sacred listening, or nonviolent communication, there is a way that has us do this work introspectively where we absolutely can do that. And we can choose love. We can choose God. We can choose doing all the things that we want to do and all the things that we want to create. It's from which we do it. You know that class from where we came from? But it's the energy that we do it from. We can stand anywhere and want to do anything, but when we do it from a place of love and a place of what it is we want to bring to the world and what presence we want to be in this function or wherever we are, then it's good. Then it's good. And we cannot, as far as what's happening in the world, we don't deny that and we don't look away from it. We figure out how we live our principles going through it, that's all. When we are the ones that are in turmoil and it's causing us suffering and pain, we just have to figure out, what is it I need to release? What do I need to let go of? Some of this pain maybe we've had no control over. How do we forgive that? How do we move on? And we have all the tools that we absolutely need to be able to do that. So, I am going to move into a kind of ending with a little chant, but there's no music to this chant. So we're just going to say it. However, I want to leave with knowing that we have everything we need to be at peace. We have everything we need to walk through the turbulence. It's here for us. It's within us. It's above us. It's around us. It's through us. It's as us. It is us, as you said so beautifully in Virginia. So standing in that faith, I'm just going to bring us in to a little chant. Of course, it's Karen Brooker. But I'm wondering if you would stand and maybe sway. And for those of you who might be joining us from FaceTime, if you have someone with you, look them in the eye. If not, look right here. We're looking right back at you. And just repeat this after me once, and then we'll say it 2 more times. Okay. I am beautiful. I am powerful.
I am beautiful. I am powerful.
I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become.
I let go of my past and celebrate who I have become.
I am beautiful. I am powerful.
I am beautiful. I am powerful.
And I celebrate who I am.
And I celebrate who I am.
Now, 2 more times just together.
I
I am beautiful. I am powerful. I let go of my past and am powerful, and I celebrate who I am. One more time. I am beautiful, I am powerful, I let go of my past and celebrate who I become. I am beautiful, I am powerful, I celebrate who I am. So let your light shine. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Doctor. Thank you. So the last word she said, I believe it was the last word, is light. Light, so we're here to affirm that you are the light. And feel free to sing along, use your voice. We're going to sing with Amy Steinberg, who was here last week via Zoom. If you haven't watched that yet, it's available to you. And she's doing a concert in New York City in November. I'm just going to plug her. She's amazing. So we're going to sing along with her, and feel free to lend your voices as well.
You are the light, you are the light, you are the light.
Well, welcome back, and thank you so much. I'm here to do, what am I doing here? Yes, I am together. Great, so who's first? Let's, Shannon, women's circle. No, she's upstairs. So the women's circle.
Good morning, everyone. So Shannon and I are very thrilled to be bringing Let's Play to the women of the community. We're really going to be leaning into childlike wonder and play, and we are really hoping that you will come join us for some fun making of things, some of which you'll be able to take home, and some movement and singing and joy and fun, and it's just going to be great. So please do join us on Friday, the 29th, so this coming Friday, at 6:30 to 8. Thank you so much.
Okay, then I'll make the announcement for Beyond Limits, the class that's coming up. Please join us. Myself and Carla will be teaching, co-teaching. Beyond Limits is going to be an opportunity for you to practice the principles and opportunities that Barbara shared about allowing the outside turbulence to let that go and to focus and use those tools and practices to amplify the life that you dream of that is right in front of you, within you, and as you join us. It's going to be September 3rd through October 22nd, 8 weeks, 6 to 8:30. Join us. You will be so thrilled. I'll be thrilled. Okay? And then that's it, I believe, for announcements. And then it's Conscious Giving. Am I correct? I am correct. Good. So you'll notice there, Conscious Giving in the cues, there's an opportunity to consider letting Spirit flow through you in a greater way. I love the opportunity to practice Conscious Giving. For me, it's about an opportunity to allow Spirit to multiply and amplify what I feel is important to me about how I think the world is a better place. And each and every one can do that. Now, in Barbara's message, she talked about how to allow using the mind as a tool. That was a benefit for me. I love that. And I'm going to open my mind and my heart to practicing that more. And because I can practice that more, it gives me a bigger frame to be able to give from, a bigger frame to be able to receive. And it's practicing the law of circulation. So many reasons. I know everybody gets what I'm talking about. So please, will the readers come forward and join me. Do remember to put your connection cards and your prayer cards in the basket. And I know that there are many ways to give. I love my favorite, which is text. 401-466-4454. You can go online and give from our website, which is concordiacsl.org/conscious-giving. And you can also use the Conscious Giving card to write your credit card information, which we'll shred at the end. And please join me in the Divine Love affirmation. Divine Love has me, blessed and multiplies all that I am, all that I circulate, all that I circulate, and so it is. Thank you for that. Okay, let's go. Collect. Thank you. No music. Okay, great.
I give so much thanks for our band. Okay, great. And John, who's usually here, will be back with us next week. Thank you.
True that. So now it's time for our closing prayer. Man, I'm filled with gratitude. I am on fire with it. Yeah. I love this stuff called Science of Mind. I love the message what we shared. I love the energy of the music. I love the ability for us to broadcast this live to the multiverse. I love the power and presence of Spirit unfolding as the Concordia Centers of Spiritual Living. I love it all. And I know that everyone here is blessed and a blessing. Because that's the way God works. God works for us by working through us. And so I know this Concordia message today, this opportunity to show Spirit in ever-expanding ways is good and greater good. And so I'm so excited to expect and accept the greater good coming forward and shining in my life and everyone's life. And so I relax, and I know that everyone travels safe, whether they're going down to Fellowship Hall to enjoy a conversation and food today, or on their next destination in safety and ease and peace and joy. Follow them and is them. And so I rest in this knowingness. I say blessed be, and blessed be it now, and everyone agrees by saying, and so it is.
Thank you. And so to end here, we invite you to stand as you're able, if you wish, and sing along with this very familiar song here, and affirming yes, yes, yes.
September. No, August.
How are you, Heather? Good to see you. Thank you. Good to be seen. Good to be back. I'll get here.
Hi, honey. Thank you.